finished the book and now I need to get started on my Grungeboard letters. So I have some palette paper, some sponges, some paints, and the Grungeboard. I'm going to start with this Making Memories Lemon Yellow. And in a previous video I painted Grungeboard, and I told you the trick that to get better color on your chipboard letters, that you should paint them in white first. And I mentioned in that video that I thought Grungeboard, since it wasn't as porous as chipboard, that wouldn't be necessary. Well, that actually is not true. I had to put close to 5 layers of paint on the H of that yellow to get a really vibrant yellow. So I could have saved myself a lot of time if I had painted the H white. So if you're using a light color like yellow, you are going to want to make sure you paint it white first to cut down on the coats of color. But for other colors, like as you see with this turquoise, it's quite vibrant without any white underneath. So simply for a light color with not a lot of saturation like yellow, you'll want to go with white first. But otherwise, you can just jump right in with the color as I've done with this turquoise A. And I made each of the colors of the letters different, but every color I used is actually found in the umbrellas paper that is on the H. You can see it in the top right of the screen. All of these colors I pulled from the umbrellas on that pattern paper right there. So if you look carefully, you can see the blue, the yellow, the purple, and then I'm going to use a green for my last color. And I just use makeup sponges. For something like this, they're quick and easy, and they're disposable. I just took 2 large round ones and cut them in half. See, here I go again with the H. I had to recover it. And you can see my coverage on the second coat is pretty good. And I also had to recover the green because the Grungeboard is not as porous as chipboard, but it did still kind of soak up the color in it, and it wasn't as vibrant as I wanted once the color had dried. So, if you watched my sequarium video, I did surmise in that video that you would not need to do kind of a primer of white like I do with chipboard, but actually I was incorrect. If I had painted these all white first, with just a cheap white acrylic paint I get from the craft store, and then painted them with a nice Making Memories paints, the colors would have been super vibrant. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm going to attach them to the covers with glossy accents. I use glossy accents because Grungeboard is not extremely porous, and so it's a really great adhesive to use since it's designed for non-porous surfaces. See, I'm just lining it up and how it really makes the letter pop now. I think the addition of these Grungeboard letters is good. Now I'm taking Versamark and I'm going to cover the backs of the letters with Versamark. And then I'm going to cover them with black ultra fine embossing powder or embossing enamel. And I am going to heat emboss it. That way, the back of each letter will look more finished. So I am going to heat emboss them. I'm sorry I got off screen here a little bit, but you'll be able to see it change, hopefully. I know it's hard to see because it's black on black, but I did use the black embossing enamel, so the back of each letter there, you can see it there, is a shiny black. And that ties in with the black scalloped edges, and it just gives it a nice finished look. And here I'm actually going to glue the 2 pieces of the H together. And that actually made the H a lot stronger. So, just putting away the embossing powder.
Finally finished the half marathon album, and I think it looks great. So let's just get a closer look. There, you can see the texture on the Grungeboard really well. The H, and then the back of the H is embossed. And then we have pictures, and then the A and you can see the texture. And then the back of the A is embossed. And then more pictures. And here's all the letters that I cut up. There's the C that became an E. And then this A was a D, and I cut the top off. And this Y was an X, and I cut this leg off. This T was an S. And the U and the N were both M's. And then here's the L. Actually, the purple worked out really well. It pops off the black really nicely. And then shiny on the back. And this has little flecks of gold in it. It's just not just black, so that it sparkles even more. Then here I made a journaling card. He's going to fill that out himself and put it in. Then here's the sun and the circular pages. And then the F. And then more pictures. And then there's the bubble picture. And the big photo collage. And another bubble picture. And then on the back, I think I'm going to put this. So that's there. So that'll be nice. And so that's the album, and I hope you enjoyed it.